Superstars, how's it going? This is Coach Wood, and I am excited to be back with you guys. This has been phenomenal for me. The Weekday Huddle is our new segment with Before You Go Pro. So if you're joining us for the very first time, welcome. This is the Before You Go Pro channel. I'm your host, Coach Wood, and this is the Weekday Huddle, you guys, where we come in every single week, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and the whole premise is to serve football players, families of football players, coaches, and the fans of this great game, you guys. So that's what I'm about. If you guys are in the industry, there's no excuse not to tune into the Before You Go Pro channel. This isn't about stats. This isn't about how much this pro player is making or who they're dating. This is about you. This is about you, and we're anticipating that we're talking to somebody that's serious about this industry. So that's what our content is about, and hopefully we can serve you on a high level. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. We publish content every single week, and I know it's going to be helpful for you guys. So that you're notified, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that we can be in contact and keep up with you, baby. Then also, down in the description box, we've got some special resources for you to take advantage of. The business of football is changing daily. It's changing daily, you guys. So make sure you check out those resources so you can stay on top of the game. Now, let's get into today's content, you guys. Every single week, we're bringing in things that pertain to our athletes and their families, things that we're hearing about in the industry, hot topics, so that you guys can stay on top of things, all right? Now, today's topic, you guys, is what makes Before You Go Pro special. Now, many of you guys think we're all just about content. You see the locker room show, you see the weekday huddle, you see some of our social media content. We are not just about content, you guys. We are actual practitioners. We get our hands dirty. We work day after day with athletes from across the country. I'm on conversations, my team is, with athletes, with their parents, with coaches. So we have a full-on recruiting program, you guys, that has been in business for over 20 years. Probably as far as small boutique recruiting program, probably one of the longest in the game. So over 20 years, you guys, we have athletes at every single level of football, from the NFL through major college, down through all of the college levels to high school, okay, and junior college, of course. So every level of football is covered. We talk to athletes, we support athletes daily on every level of football, you guys. So, with that being said, the fact that we're getting these kids off to these great schools, and then we actually stay with them until they hang up their cleats. So even once we get the young men off to San Diego State, to Portland State, to Texas, or wherever they go, we stay with them, because we know that that's just the beginning. A matter of fact, I never started Before You Go Pro because of the recruiting side of it. I started for the mentoring side of it. And when I really think about the Before You Go Pro program, you guys, the thing that separates us, the thing that makes it special, is the fact that we mentor the athletes, that we stay with the athletes, and it's the guidance off the field that really makes it special. This is what we know. We know that once these athletes go off, and most of our athletes want to play high D2 level ball, or they want to play Division I ball, we know that once they go off, that it's no longer about just being a backyard game. It's professional now. It's business now. And most of these kids have never even had a paper route. They're going to go through highs and lows. There's going to be politics involved with their situation. Some of these kids, God forbid, may face catastrophic injuries. And then now we're throwing NIL money into the mix. So when I sit down, and then also when we talk to all the athletes and the parents, the most valuable thing, many of them come in through the content, or they come in through the door of recruiting. But when some time passes by, when some years pass by, because we stay with these athletes, we build relationships with these athletes, we love these athletes, we become, they're our family. You guys, we're very particular with who we let in our program. We let only the athletes and the families in our program that we want to stay with, and see them through for a long period of time. So this is just really a hand-in-hand endeavor. And once the athletes come in, it is our job to make sure that they scrape the plate, that they know that football is just a leverage piece. You're not going to be able to play football until you're 40 years old, most likely like Tom Brady. You're not going to be playing football at 50 years old. Most of you won't even be playing football at 25, 26. I was 26 the last time I played football. Young. So what we want to do, and the thing that I am the most proud about with Before You Go Pro, is the fact that we mentor the athletes for all the things that they face along the journey. And then we prepare them so that when they're done with football, they don't feel like me. They don't feel like someone who was chewed up and spit out and didn't even really realize the business of what they were in. So the most important thing when I think about the blessing of Before You Go Pro and all of the athletes and the families that we work with, the most important thing and the thing that's probably the most valuable is the mentoring side of the business, of the program, you guys. Because we know what's ahead. Nobody has just this red carpet football journey. There's going to be highs and lows. And most of the time, the parents haven't gone through it themselves. So they're picking at straws to find the right things to do, the right things to say at the right time for their child, depending on what they're going through. We know that a good percentage of our kids are going to be on the back burner with recruiting. What are they thinking? Who's telling them information at that time? Who's in between their ears? We know that a good percentage of our athletes are going to have injuries that limit a portion of their season. What are they thinking at that time? You know, we know that some of our athletes are going to make the decision, do I stay or do I go in the portal for more money? Or do I stay or at this school where I feel like there's some politics involved and I'm being pushed down on the depth chart? Or do I go in the portal to try to find a new home? We know that these conversations and these situations are going to arise. Many of you parents know that these situations and certain complications can arise. So the bottom line isn't if, it's kind of when. When does the adversity hit for the athlete? And that is the thing I'm the most proud of with Before You Go Pro. Because when the adversity hits, the family has someone to look towards. The family has someone to ask questions to. The family has someone to help them strategize when it hits, not if it hits. For some, it hits early. For some, it hits in the middle. For some, it hits late. For me, it hit once I got to college. In my household, my dad was the one that could talk me through things. He was the disciplinarian in the house, but he also had a football background. I played quarterback from 9 years old all the way through high school. The reason why I did is because my dad said that would be a competitive advantage for recruiting. So everything was strategized. Everything was predetermined to a certain extent. When I went off to college is when things went off the rails. My dad wasn't right there. And I could have used Before You Go Pro for guidance. Sometimes the parents may know something, but the kids kind of tune them out. So we act as a filter between parent and kid. We're actually talking to both parties. And it's all a collective deal for the success of the athlete. But Before You Go Pro was literally created because it's what I felt I needed at the most critical time in my career. I spent all these years, these 10,000 hours, building myself up to this point where everything I want is right in front of me and I'm not ready for the highs and the lows. I'm not ready for the highs and the lows because I wasn't even expecting to go through this. A lot of the athletes are the best athletes in their town, in their county, in their region. Now they're going off where they're not the first pick, where they're not the first string guy. And that can mess with some. How do you deal with not being first string for the first time at 18, 19 years old? How do you deal with it if you've never dealt with it? That's what Before You Go Pro is all about, you guys. And as we see the industry becoming more professional, we're seeing that our program is becoming more critical because there's more weight on every decision. Things can be lost quickly and things can be gained quickly. How do you keep your mind even keeled? How do you have someone as a sounding board for your journey? That is why we do not leave our athletes. So once again, you guys, when we think about the true blessing of our program, when we think about the heartbeat of our program and what makes it special, what makes it different than an NCSA or some of these other things you can do, it's the mentoring. The mentoring. It's the fact that we're going to stay with your child and see them through. We want them to feel at the end of their football career like they're licking their chops and that they got the upper hand on the partnership. We partner with football. Some of us make football our identity. I did that. Football is not your identity. You're too big for football to be your identity. You're going to partner with football. And at the end of it, guess who's going to have the upper hand or get the best piece of the partnership? It's going to be you. All right. So that is what we are the most proud about when we think of Before You Go Pro. And then lo and behold, you guys, when we look back on the track record of our program, or when a family looks back on being a part of our program, 9 times out of 10, that's the number one thing that they point to. Is that, hey, Coach Wood, I could call you and your team and I knew I was going to get some love. I knew I was going to get some support. I knew I was going to get some guidance. I knew you would help me strategize during that tough part, that tough conversation with that coach, or that time where I was on the back burner as far as the recruiting. You kept me pumped up. You kept me driven, and I got where I needed to be. And that's what this is all about, you guys. So if you are out there and you're feeling like you need more support, you're not getting enough, or maybe your family isn't from the industry and you're wondering what you should do next, you've got questions. Maybe you're on the back burner with recruiting, or you're going through politics. This is the program for you. Because with most athletes, you guys, it is not the talent. It is not the talent. It is, can you stay mentally strong? Can you be emotionally strong? Can you have some fortitude? And do you have a strategy when it counts the most? All right. So hopefully you guys check us out once again, www.beforeyougopro.com. This right here, the Weekday Huddle, is just how we serve. This is just how we serve, because that mental side and the business side of this game is what separates people. All right. So we want to see you guys succeed. We want to see you at the top. And that is what this is all about. So if you do need support, please feel free. Reach out to us at Before You Go Pro. Keep coming back. Take advantage of the free content. Check out the Locker Room Show. Keep coming back to the Weekday Huddle, baby, because we're going to keep serving big. We're going to keep serving big. And if you do need more support, we're here for you. All right. But everybody needs a mentor. Everybody needs some guidance. Everybody needs some love, especially if you are in the football industry. So make sure you find it. Check out the resources we have for you. Also, please make sure that you subscribe so that you can rock with me next week. Depending on when you're watching this, this is the end of the week for me, baby. So I'm going to spend some time with my family and work with these athletes. But rock with us next week. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have some more great content. I'm Coach Wood. We'll see you at the top.